Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to another Channel 8 sports presentation. From East Brunswick High School Gymnasium, it is boys basketball as East Brunswick hosts Sayreville in a Greater Middlesex Conference crossover game. Hi, Jimmy Allinder being joined by Phil Hill once again, and Phil, East Brunswick coming in with a 11-2 record, Sayreville 9-3. East Brunswick's already taken on some of the good teams in the GMC Conference. Sayreville presents its own set of problems, doesn't it?
You're exactly right, Jimmy. Of course, East Brunswick has already knocked off Piscataway by 17 points, beat St. Joe's at St. Joe's by 6 points, have beat up on Perth Amboy double overtime. So right now the Bears are the best team in the Red Division. Since the Red Bank tournament, the holiday tournament, the Bears have been undefeated. Nobody has touched them. They've won 9 consecutive games. And they got to be the surprise team of the county as well. You got to remember they lost Weiss, Kartzman, Sheldon Miller, Strapko, Smith, a number of good players. And Bo Henning, I think it's very clear to most people now, Bo Henning is the best coach in Middlesex County and certainly may be one of the very best in the state of New Jersey.
Well, let's talk about this East Brunswick team this year. You said number of new faces are those players that didn't have a lot of chance to play last year are getting more time. Let's talk about some of those players.
Well, first of all, the biggest surprise has been Ryan McBride. He's been a big surprise. Bo said from the very first game, he's a three-point shooter. You're going to like him, Jim. He puts it up. He hit 5 three-pointers his last outing against J.P. Stevens. Then you have perhaps certainly the most versatile player out there is Max Johnson. Just a tremendous strides he's made over last year. Max is someone who's worked very hard to improve his game, and you're going to see it out here on the court today. Then you have Bobby Henning, of course, Bo's son, who's the point guard. He was tough last year. He's leading the team in assists and charges taken. He's just a good floor leader all over the court.
Okay, Phil, in the past, you like to talk about the best job that Bo Henning ever did, and you said it last year and the year before that. Based on what you just said before, I have to assume that this is the best job that Bo Henning's ever done.
This may be the best job that Bo has done. You got to remember when Bo first came, I believe in '86, his very first year, he took his team to the county finals. Greg Berliner and those guys. Then in '96, he won the counties all together. But when you consider the quality of players that he lost last year, and for the team to be handling themselves the way they have this year, this may be his best coaching job.
Okay, we have an excellent crowd on hand, an enthusiastic crowd, enthusiastic players. We're going to take a break right now, and we'll be back with the tip-off right after this. All right, everybody, we are back here at East Brunswick High School Gymnasium, where this afternoon, at least in the daytime here, East Brunswick will host Sayreville. We mentioned it is a crossover game, which means that Sayreville is in the white division and East Brunswick is in the red division. Nonetheless, though, this has a lot of implications as far as the Greater Middlesex Conference tournament seedings are concerned, Phil.
That's for sure, Jim. Let's see if we can get some of these starters in here.
Yeah, go ahead.
For the Bears, we're talking about Max Johnson, Brett Gaudette, Bob Henning, Ryan McBride, and Chris Schuler. For the Bombers, Keith Beasley, Edwin Perez, Dwayne Thomas, Bobby Brown, and Chris Rux. And
we note that Gaudette, who was a transfer from St. Peter's, is making a start. Just became eligible not too long ago. And he adds another dimension to East Brunswick's quickness. So you have Rux jumping against Johnson.
And Johnson suffering from a sore Achilles and only played about 5 minutes last game. We'll see how he fares today.
Well, he was in the heavens on that jump. Henning had a look on a three-pointer, decides to bring it out.
And the Bombers are in man-to-man defense right now.
Great ball handler is Bo Henning. Johnson playing outside as well. They're looking inside. East Brunswick patient here.
I'll tell you, good pressure by the Bombers.
That's Gaudette.
You're right, Jim. Good patience by the Bears, though.
Johnson takes a look. Nope, decides to give it to Gaudette in the corner.
I'll tell you, surprised he's up that far, Jim.
Spin move. Won't go. However, Gadet on the rebound.
I'll tell you, a pretty tap.
Through.
Sorry, Jim. Gadet with a
okay.
pretty tap there.
And it is 2-0 East Brunswick. Let's get the numbers straight. Brown is number 24. That's Rux. 31 is Perez. Perez with it at the top of the key.
Okay, the Bears in man-to-man defense themselves, Jim.
Being guarded by Schuler. Almost stolen. However, Perez comes up with it. And both teams very patient. Perez using the left arm. This is Dwayne Thomas. Goes to the hoop. And it'll fall.
I'll tell you, Dwayne Thomas.
Almost a steal.
Super player from a year ago.
Henning with it. Gets across the half-court line. That's McBride. And
yes.
It's good, a three-pointer.
Ryan McBride.
Ryan McBride.
That's
right?
his game, Jim.
East Brunswick with a 5-2 lead. We are 2 minutes into this first quarter. Game between East Brunswick and Sayreville. Two high-octane clubs, if you will. And ball bounces off Gadet.
I'll tell you, Bobby Brown with the fancy dribble, losing it, but the Bear player touched it.
That's Brown inbounding, looking to inbound. Gives it.
Rux.
Rux won't go, however. And a strong rebound. However, Henning comes up with it. Pressure by Sayreville. Henning kicks it to McBride, takes a dribble, puts it up and in. He has 5 points, and East Brunswick has a 7-2 lead.
Ryan McBride.
Brown needs to get it across the line. Does. There's a shot by Perez. He hits a three.
A sweet 2-3.
And it is 7-5 East Brunswick. Gadet across the line. Takes it to the hoop. And it is in.
I'll tell you, I like this kid already, Jim.
Well, he likes to storm the basket.
I'll tell you, Gadet, the transfer from St. Peter's, only started playing basketball for the Bears in late January, and he's paying off.
Perez being guarded by Gadet. Puts it up. In and out. Rebound by Johnson. Phil, you said that he had a sore Achilles heel.
Sore Achilles. He's getting up pretty well there, though, Jim.
Henning lost the handle on it. Brown puts it up with a left hand, won't go. Tip up again. Sayreville very strong on the boards. And this is Thomas with it. Perez with a three-point shot. Rebound. Schuler comes down with it, and here comes Henning. Does the crossover dribble. Takes it to the hoop. Won't go. However, a nice follow-up.
Schuler.
By Schuler. And it is 11-5 East Brunswick. Timeout, Sayreville. Phil, what I notice about East Brunswick is they have the speed to go with the good teams in the county this year.
The thing about East Brunswick is they can run with you, and they can play half court if they have to. They're a very balanced team there, Jim. That's what makes them so good there. Let's listen to Bo Henning, see what he has to say.
If they try and deny Bob the ball, we'll go elsewhere and then watch Bob cutting through. Okay, watch Bob cutting through. You want Beasley? Who you guarding? 21. Why don't you go on Beasley? You go on 21. We'll start here, okay? All right, now listen to me. We got to stay in stances defensively. Don't get caught popping up, okay? They're much better when they penetrate and kick, so everybody contain the penetration. Let's go. Come on.
Phil, what I notice about the pace of the game is that conditioning is going to need to be a factor here. A lot of substitution, probably.
A lot of substitution. The Bears can go about 9 deep if they have to, Jim. But conditioning is it. Nobody works the teams harder than Bo.
This is Perez. He likes to shoot it, and that won't go. However, the rebound up won't go. Sayreville gets it. Johnson bounces off of him. They say off East Brunswick.
I'll tell you, Bears
off Sayreville.
May have gotten a break there.
Yeah. And the Bears with an 11-5 lead with 3:57 to go take over. This is Bobby Henning. I got to watch that.
I do it all the time.
Henning, who if he is 5'8", is a lot. 5'7". Johnson, what are they going to call?
Oh, and you got the official Jerome Dunn call a step on there.
So Sayreville again will take over. Thus far, Perez has been the main shooter, and he likes to shoot from outside.
Well, you can look for Beasley, number 12, Keith Beasley, to heat up for them as well, Jim.
Perez. Rux likes to post up with Johnson, Phil. I guess they're trying to test him. Nice move.
That's Perez. He has 5.
I'm sorry, you're right.
Bobby Henning.
Henning puts it in. Fast action here, 13-7. I have to apologize. I was making Beasley Perez and vice versa.
Either way, both of them are going to shoot.
Okay, that was Perez. He lost it.
I'll tell you, still by Henning.
Henning gets across the line.
And a reach around by Brown. Excuse me, Thomas. Dwayne Thomas on the reach around there. A lot of times they'll let you get away with that, Jim. Most times they won't.
Substitutions. Godet in. McBride out. Schuler in. Out. And Larry Press, who is actually, I believe he's the leading rebounder on the team.
That's right. Larry Press has been impressive for the Bears.
And we also have in number 43, that's Justin Borak. So, a bunch of new faces for the Bears. Borak tries to get a handle on it, loses it.
Godet trying to force it in.
Not the type of pass you want. Perez over to Beasley. What do we got? They're calling an offensive foul, I believe.
Wow, away from the ball, Jim.
23?
3-1, that's
3-1.
Perez.
Okay.
Perez, and again, the official, Jerome Dunn, called one away from the action there. And if you're Gus Jaworski, you can't be pleased.
Henning slows it down. Penetrates, however.
The Bombers look to be in a matchup zone right now. Johnson with the 3.
Won't go. However, Borak comes down with it. Save, but up comes Perez. Puts it off the board, won't go. Rux with it. Now Perez again. Dwayne Thomas looks to penetrate.
Bobby.
Shot outside. Sayreville getting the boards here.
Max Johnson with the block. And they call a foul.
Might have been before the shot, I'm not sure. Henning with that foul.
You're right underneath there. Johnson coming up with the good block, but Henning had already created the foul. And you see going to the line for the Bears right now, number 40. And he is Chris Rux. Rux, the hero of the last game against South Brunswick, came off the bench for 10 points to spur the Bombers on to victory.
13-8 the score, 1:48 left to go in this first quarter of action between East Brunswick and Sayreville. Rux makes the second as it bounces off the rim, making it 13-9. A press by Sayreville.
Full court press.
And they break it. Pass to press. Tipped. Borak won't go. Brings it up and won't go. Godet comes down with it,
I'll tell
however.
you, Justin Borak doing a good job of keeping the ball alive.
Jackson, pass into Borak. Puts it up, won't go. Down with the rebound comes Rux. A lot of action there in that sequence.
A lot of action.
Thomas tries to penetrate. Off the board.
Dwayne Thomas.
Make it 13-11 East Brunswick. More pressure by Sayreville. Johnson with it. Godet tries to get across the line, he does. Borak sets up. Hits.
Yes. Justin Borak.
15-11. What do they call here? Phil, I was looking down at my score sheet, and apparently Sayreville turned the ball over on the inbounds. We didn't see how, but East Brunswick takes over.
I believe he stepped on the inline, Jim, but again, those are types of mistakes, unforced errors, that will hurt any team.
Johnson takes a seat. Bounce pass. Henning's going to shoot it. Won't go. Let's see who has it.
Look at Bobby Henning. Bobby Henning in the land of the Giants, tying up Rux, who's twice his size. The arrow, possession arrow, goes to the Bombers.
Not quite twice his size. But you get the idea. Henning really likes to get in there. 15-11 East Brunswick, under a minute to play first quarter. Dwayne Thomas handling the ball, being guarded by Henning. Perez.
Perez with a little shake and bake, but no make.
Good man-to-man guarding here by East Brunswick.
Two quick guys there, Brown and Henning.
They try to get it inside to Thomas. Goes hard to the hoop. Ooh, and it just falls in. Dwayne Thomas making it 15-13, 3 seconds to go. And they're going to call a foul, shooting foul, I believe. Good heads-up move by Bobby Henning, Phil.
That's for sure. And you see Gus Jaworski there saying, what are you talking about?
I thought it was a shooting foul, but apparently not. 1 second left.
Bo Henning calling for an inbounds play. They tried to get to Larry Press, and it was blocked out by Thomas.
That was going to be a lob in. So they try something different. Schuler looking to inbounds. Henning going to get it off? No. And at the end of one period of play, East Brunswick with a 15-13 lead. Phil, I'll tell you what, this game's up for grabs.
That's for sure. Two good teams, as we pointed out. Sayreville 9-3, right now second in the white division behind Colonia, and of course the Bears are number 1 in the red division here. But things are starting to heat up here, Jim. Again, a good game.
Okay, let's look in on Bo Henning.
You're all right with that matchup, you think? You want to switch that? All right. Shu, actually, you're in for Bobby right here, okay? And Brett is in the 1 spot. Okay, Brett's 1, 2, 3. Larry's 5. Who did I just put back in the game? Max? Oh, okay, you were for Bobby, right? So Max is 4 and Larry's 5 here. Now, we're giving up too many second shots, okay? We got to make up our mind that we're going to compete on the boards. There's no way they should be beating us off the boards. Offensively, when we run our fist set, we run our thumbs up and that, be a little bit patient. If you don't have a great shot in the break, be a little patient, something good will show up, okay? They want to penetrate and drive. Don't forget, when Bob's in the game, they're going to try and post him up. So everybody's got to be ball aware, pressuring the ball from the wing, reading the lob, stay on the floor. Don't jump and leave your feet on that, okay? All right, come on, let's go.
Come on, guys, let's go. Let's go, guys. We're here. Defense.
I'll tell you, Jim, one of the things about Bo Henning's team is that he can, the players are replaceable. He can intermix them, so to speak. He was concerned about second shots, giving the Bombers second shots, and we got to guard against that. We got to do a little more boxing now as well.
Johnson inbounds to Gadet to begin the second quarter of play. East Brunswick with a 2-point lead, 15-13. Sayreville with a lot of pressure. They turn it on and off as the game goes on. Johnson, Schuler is going to put it up. Won't go, however. And Sayreville comes down with the rebound.
I'll tell you, number 22.
Keith Naylor.
Nice rebound.
Brown with it. That's Naylor. Being guarded by Johnson. And they're going to call a turnover.
Carried over. I'll tell you, Jim, you see that so many times. They're cracking down that not only in the pros, but in college as well, where young players carry that ball, turn it over, and the officials aren't letting it go anymore, Jim. It's a bad habit from the playgrounds.
Gadet given the responsibility of point guard that now that Henning takes a rest. Johnson posting up. He's double teamed. Schuler comes back with it. Leaves Gadet open. He hits. And it's 17-13 East Brunswick.
6 points for Gadet.
3 field goals. Second period here with 7 minutes left to go. East Brunswick with a 17-13 lead over Sayreville. Taylor with a pass in the corner to Perez. Tries to get around Schuler. A lot of cross-action passing. Long shot won't go.
A very long shot for Naylor.
Perhaps ill-advised. And pressure off now as Gadet brings it up. Johnson playing a guard position, if you will, Phil. Cadet, one-on-one here. This is McBride to press. Long shot by Ryan McBride, won't go, however. Well, he matches up with Naylor on the bad shot classification.
I'll tell you, a sweet move there by Beasley, Keith Beasley.
Making it 17-15, East Brunswick still with a 2-point lead. Cadet. Pass underneath.
Super pass.
Super
Yes,
pass
and
super
it goes.
shot by number 13, McBride, who has 7 points, and he was fouled on the play. Boy, that was a quick pass.
I'll
Phil.
tell you, beautiful.
Henning it re-enters the game. And we get that foul on number 12, is it, Beasley? Okay, his first, team's fourth.
All right, McBride, you take a good look at him. Bo Henning says that he's been the biggest surprise. Ryan McBride has 34 three-pointers on the year, Jim.
Averaging 13.6 points a game. Misses on the three-point shot. And almost out of bounds. However, Sayreville comes up with it. Brown across the line. Goes on Gadet. Wow. A lot of one-on-one action there.
I'll tell you, Bobby Brown taking it to the hoop there. Almost came up with the old-fashioned three-point play.
That's a familiar name to you.
Bobby Brown, of course, his father was a great basketball player for South River. Played along with Kenny Jackson in the 80s, and 1980, I believe it was. And they won a state championship there.
Inbounds. That went to number 23, Samir Sanku. Sanu. And he was fouled on the play.
And the Bombers are starting to get more action on the low post there, Jim.
Well, that was the concern that Henning had before. They were getting the second shots, which meant they were getting positioning underneath.
Exactly.
Sanu off the traditional three-point play, hits, and makes the score 19-18. East Brunswick with a 1-point lead now. Pressure again. They find Gadet over to McBride. Drives the basket. Won't go, however. And they say, oh, who off who?
Off the Bombers, I believe. I think it's going to stay right there for the Bears.
Henning will inbounds for East Brunswick. He looks inside. And a nice roll in there by Schuler.
Johnny on the spot there, Schuler.
And East Brunswick continues to just hold this edge. They're now ahead 21-18 with 5:28 left to go in the second period.
4 points for Chris Schuler.
Brown with it. Feels that he can go one-on-one.
I'll tell you, his ball's just not going down. Nice moves for the young fella.
Henning cuts to the middle, to the corner. Cadet. Crossover dribble, doesn't go.
Brown with the steal. No look pass.
Right. And they say foul beforehand.
Before the shot, no basket.
Henning again, that's his second.
And I'll tell you, Bobby Brown pulling out all his bags of tricks. A nice steal there. Came down with the no-look pass. And the ball just didn't go down.
They get it into Naylor. Tries the lob pass. However, it's tapped away by Johnson, given to Henning. Behind
mercy.
the back pass. And they call traveling.
They call traveling on that.
Whoa.
Bo Henning doesn't say too much. Would have been a sensational play there, but it was waved off.
And I can't believe the communication between Henning and Schuler.
The thing about communication overall for this Bear team is one of the things that separates them from the pack. But they're in the game right now.
Well, Henning exits with 2 fouls. Still a lot of time left in the second period, 4:50. And Henning, his father does not want him to get the long shot.
Ooh.
Three-pointer good.
I'll tell you, it could have been a 4-pointer, Jim.
That's Beasley with a three-pointer, ties this game, 21 all. You got Borak in again. Bounce pass to Johnson. He posts up against Rux. Decides to kick it out. McBride. A lot of posting up going on here. Johnson in the corner. Brings it out. Schuler gets a free look, decides not to go. Bounce pass to Cadet. Borak. East Brunswick patient. 4 minutes and 9 seconds left to go in the second period. We're all tied at 21.
Right now, Bears not looking for a shot right now, Jim.
Cadet with a three-point try. Off the rim.
And once again on the boards.
That's Senku. Naylor almost
turned it over. You're right.
Brown has been in pretty much the whole way for Sayreville. He drives. Won't go.
Blocked.
And 2 players down on the floor. They both get up. Cadet to the middle. Open look for Borak. Now Cadet's going to try it. Off the rim. Actually short.
Cadet out of position. Didn't have his feet set, Jim.
Rucks, top of the key. Still looking for somebody to pass to. Naylor goes. Nice tap, won't go. Another tap, another tap. Good strong board movement by Sayreville. Senku finally was fouled on that.
Finally was fouled. Let's see who we got. McBride.
That is the 5th team foul for East Brunswick. McBride with his first. Senku to the line shooting 2. Could give Sayreville their first lead, Phil.
That's for sure. Shamir Sanu.
Sanu or Senku?
Looks like Sanu to me.
He makes the foul shot nonetheless. Henning back in along with Kress. So Coach Henning sensing that he needs some stability with his son Bobby.
Well,
sorry.
He's the one that controls everything for these Bears. Everything starts with him, that's for sure.
Sanu misses the second.
Ooh.
However, Johnson fumbles it out of bounds. And Sayreville will take over with a 1-point lead, 22-21.
Okay. Johnson trying to keep from going out of bounds and then concentrate on the ball and lost it.
Looking to inbounds. They do. Naylor underneath. Gets a free look and puts it in.
And they're being beat off the boards right now, Jim.
24-21. Sayreville with a 3-point margin now. Johnson trying to establish a pick. Sayreville a little befuddled. They're not having success getting inside, Phil. That's a problem. They're having to rely on some outside work. There's Press with a shot.
Yes.
Hits. That was off a good pass by McBride. Narrows the margin to 24-23. Sayreville ahead. Long shot in the corner.
Press. Good hand.
McBride with the rebound gives to Henning. Here comes East Brunswick quickly. Cuts to the middle. McBride, 3-point try. Hits. Whoop. And East Brunswick regains the lead, 26-24.
Ryan McBride.
I got him with 10 points, Phil.
You're right.
Minute 45 left to go in the second quarter in this fast-paced game between 2 quality clubs. There's a shot.
Thomas way off.
Off to the side. Once in a while, McBride again.
Ooh, from
off the rim. However, let's see who comes down with it. East Brunswick stolen.
Woo! I'll tell you, some action over here, and the Bears will maintain control, Jim. A lot of good hustle on both sides there.
And
Keith Naylor jumping over the bench there. He'll get a well-deserved rest.
As we mentioned, a lot of substitutions going on.
Okay, Borak out and Schuler in.
And Cadet in and Henning out. Now Cadet needs to leave the game for some reason. Don't know why. So I guess Henning never left the game to begin with. They're not allowing him. They're not allowing him. Now they will allow him. Can we call this an equipment adjustment for Cadet? All right, East Brunswick inbounds. Henning with 1:20 left. McBride likes to put it up. Misses it. Strong rebound by Twain Thomas, I'm sorry. Shot good by Beasley. Ties it up, 26 all. And here we go again. Johnson in the corner is McBride. Schuler passes it, tipped away.
I tell you, it's stolen by Sanu.
Thomas takes it across. And he guards him.
I'll tell you, looked like a good block to me, Jim.
They call McBride on the foul, and it is a shooting foul.
They're taking it out underneath.
No. This is Yazzie Jackson, his first action this afternoon. And that's a backcourt. Thought that maybe Thomas could have saved that, Phil, but elected not to die for it.
Thomas is a little slower than he was last year, Jim. You can notice he's put on noticeable weight. They're trying to turn him into a true point guard, but the way they were talking last year, he was going to be the next Gary Brokaw.
Do you remember?
He's still developing.
And hasn't grown.
No.
20 seconds left to go in the quarter. We are tied. East Brunswick, will they hold for the last shot? Cadet being guarded by Taylor. Under 10 seconds. Cadet almost tapped away.
Whoa.
Gets away with a walk. And with 2 seconds, Sanu hits a light stanchion, and that is the end of the quarter.
I'll tell you, Jim.
With a score tie, 26-26. This is good basketball,
Good
Phil.
basketball, a terribly exciting first half. Both teams battling, being very tough defensively, being tough off the boards as well, and we have a good game here.
All right, the score at halftime, East Brunswick 26, Sayreville 26. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be back to introduce the boys soccer team. Okay, we're back at East Brunswick High School Gymnasium, halftime of the East Brunswick Sayreville game, and has become a tradition, Phil. They introduce some of the fall teams. This is the soccer team's time. They finished with a 24-1 record, and in doing so, were ranked number 1 in the area by the Home News Tribune and by the Coaches Association, number 5 in the state. So that was a real, and of course they made it all the way to the state finals before losing.
Of course, and they had that tremendous 17-game winning streak, a team that started out very slow, Jim, but came on very strong at the end. Dan Hastings and Coach Tom Hockenjoss have done a super job.
Okay, John Emery is introducing the players, as many as are here. Okay, Dan Miller, excuse me. Chris Parker, there he is, who was all area home news. All right, Yaron Shlomi is not here. He was all county home news. Larry Schneider, he was all state, not here. Scott Davis is here, all county home news. Kenneth Seiler, all area home news. Brian Patterson, all county home news. You have Vincent Vetri, all area home news. Greg Solomon, junior goalkeeper. Brett Hockenjoss, all state coaches association. Jared Halperin, senior midfielder. Nicholas Pino, sophomore striker. Eric Feifbaum, sophomore midfielder. Bombaj Gill, sophomore midfielder. Keith Sultano, all-conference. Andrew Baldwin, senior striker. You see him there. Russ Chanin, senior midfielder. Massimo D'Angelo, senior striker. There he is. Alexis Lehman, who is a manager, and Jennifer Carlin, who's a manager. Coaches, of course, Dan Haston here. Somebody just showed up, I think. And Tom Hockenjoss is another assistant coach. Ted Papadopoulos. Thank you. Star Ledger Player of the Year.
Super kid.
And that is him next to Dan Haston. And this was, you know, East Brunswick, in the fine tradition of East Brunswick soccer, this is one of the best.
And one of the best, and Dan Hastings always does a super job with his team, Jim.
Congratulations. All right, let's take another break, and we'll be back with the second half tip-off. Excuse me. Just a second. Okay, let's listen on all this.
I think we're going to bring Josh Miller out, who had his jersey retired during the J.P. Stevens girls game the other day, but he's here today as well.
Josh Miller, the kicker, punter for the Pittsburgh Steelers, graduate of the University of Arizona, and has done East Brunswick proud, Phil.
He certainly has. A super player at Scottsdale, Arizona, and then he went to the University of Arizona. He was third in the NFL with a 42.7, I believe, average this year, and just missed out going to the Pro Bowl.
And I don't know if we can get the camera on Josh, but he's standing up and he's waving to the crowd. And again, it just does this township proud to have somebody go on to the professional football ranks. All righty, I think now we can take a halftime break.
Right.
Okay, I have Mr. Hill's permission. We will be back with the second half tip-off right after this.
I'll tell you, Jim, you see there one of the many faces in the crowd is Joe Schreck, the News Tribune sports writer, and he's here at this basketball game, but of course his first love is boxing, Jim.
That's correct.
He does some excellent articles on boxing.
I like to be in his shoes. He gets press credentials to all the good prize fights in Atlantic City and elsewhere. So, yeah, really, I've known Joe for a number of years, and quality writer, and really has established himself with a niche in the element of boxing. So we're about ready to begin the second half here. Okay. Sayreville will inbounds. The score is tied 26-all. And that is Dwayne Thomas, number 3. He tries to drive inside, passes off to Rux. Too hard.
And Cadet with the big rebound.
Right. Henning across the line. Gives it to Cadet for a 3-point try. He's short.
Thomas with the rebound.
Comes across court. Likes to drive the ball again. Good pass off.
Bobby Brown putting down two.
And Sayreville goes back up on top, 28-26. Those are Brown's first 2 points,
yes,
Phil.
It is.
Again, East Brunswick with its problems getting the ball inside. And I know that, Phil, you were talking about Max Johnson needing to penetrate a little harder.
He needs to get in the game a little bit more.
McBride in and out, won't go. East Brunswick not sharp from the 3-point line today. Taylor being guarded by Henning. Twice he has tried to penetrate inside. There's a look by Beasley. Won't go. And Sayreville again with that second shot opportunity. This one won't go. Rux with a nice rebound.
Big rebound blocking out.
Boy, they are really doing the job off the boards. And that's keeping them in this game. What do we got?
I think they've called the foul on the Bombers.
Johnson. No, I think Johnson's.
Let's see.
Trying to plow over that pick.
I think you're right, Jim. Max Johnson with his first foul.
First team foul for East Brunswick. Brown looking inside. Rux with it. Almost stolen, yes. Nice behind the back pass by Schuler. Goes to the basket.
Oh,
puts it
Schuler
in.
with a nice move. He should have got the foul as well.
Well, he ties the score, 28-all for East Brunswick and Sayreville.
6 points for Chris Schuler.
He's playing a solid game. Henning almost gets it from Thomas. Nice crossover. Won't go, however. Rux takes it right out of Johnson's hands.
And Johnson's
fouled.
called for foul, I believe.
Before the shot. No, they're going to count it, or what?
3-0. Okay, they called it on Schuler.
Which means that was not a shot. And Bo Henning's talking to Max Johnson now, Phil, as he leaves the game. He's definitely beaten off the boards here. Blocked by McBride, but Sayreville somehow comes up with it.
Offensive foul.
Henning established ground there nicely.
Bobby leads this team in charges taken, and before he leaves out of East Brunswick High School, he'll probably have the overall career record for charges taken, I think.
Well, that is Perez's second foul, so we'll watch that. Henning gets out of trouble momentarily. Sayreville pulls back, 28-28, 5:30 left to go in the third period. Here between East Brunswick and Sayreville. Schuler to Henning. Henning hasn't had too many shots this afternoon. McBride. There's a good look inside.
Schuler once again.
And Schuler getting nice looks inside and using the board well. East Brunswick with a 30-28 lead. Brown. Taylor doesn't get a good shot off.
And Larry Press doing a good job of making him alter that shot.
Phil, I feel Taylor, he feels compelled to shoot the ball, regardless of where he is on the court. They're trying to get it in.
Close
they do.
To 5 seconds.
Ruck's going against Press. And they're going to call an offensive foul.
And it's a good call there. Ruck with the body down low there. Sort of bumped into Press before he went up.
Picks up his first.
Bobby Brown Sr. over here saying it's the house ref.
This is Henning with the ball. McBride now, top of the key. They're trying to look inside to Press. Schuler feeling the hot hand, won't go. And once again, East Brunswick with one shot.
Beasley with a big rebound.
What do we got here?
Well, some bumping bodies down below. I think they got Press on it. Let's see.
Press hitting Rooks. Yes. It's Larry's first foul. Third team foul for East Brunswick. Sanu in, and it looks like Perez will sit. He has 2 fouls. Really nobody in foul trouble here. Henning, I thought he was going to get that. Nice pass off, but missed again by Rux.
Oh, he's being mugged there. I don't see how they can say jump ball. He had the arm wrapped around him. Nevertheless, the possession arrow goes to the Bears.
And Rux will take a seat. Chris Rux, only with 2 points in this game.
But doing a good job on the boards.
Henning going against Taylor. There's a look by McBride. He has had trouble, but Press with the foul.
Oh, yes!
Hits it and is fouled. Nice kiss off the glass.
I'll tell you, Press going strong to the boards there. Larry Press with 4 points and going to try to make the old-fashioned three-point play.
Schuler out. That foul by Trzeski, who is in the game.
And Bo Henning says of Press, he's played his best games against the top teams, St. Joe's and Piscataway.
Press with the three-point play makes it 33-28. East Brunswick now with a 5-point lead. Taylor thought he was going to go. Sanu, nice touch. And Sanu narrows the lead to 33-30. East Brunswick up with it, won't go. Wang with a storm in the boards. Dan Wang in the game. Whoa, there's a long shot. Thought it was partially blocked. Wang comes down with it. Here comes Henning.
We have somebody hurt.
Yeah.
Looks like Thomas.
Henning with a shot.
Oh, it's
hits.
down.
And now we have a whistle. Excuse me, that was Dwayne Thomas that momentarily was down.
He
but
looks like
fine.
he's all right.
Well, he blew the whistle. Henning with that basket makes it 35-30. East Brunswick back up on top by 5. Bears wanting to break out here. Remember now, they have really not had a lot of shots, second shots.
That's for sure.
And they still have a 5-point lead. This one from Sanu. In and out, won't go.
Cadet with a good rebound.
Takes a look down court. Henning to Gadet. Pass inside to Wang, doesn't, but McBride gets it. Misses everything. He has been off today, Phil. McBride, normally a very, very strong percentage shooter from outside.
That's for sure.
Whoops, Sanu loses it. And East Brunswick takes over with 2:55 left to go in quarter 3. They hold a 35-30 lead over Sayreville. Substitutions in. A lot of the starters are out at this juncture. Henning, though, goes to the middle. Guarded by Jackson.
I'll tell you, someone who can match his quickness, Yazzie Jackson.
Wang doesn't go. Kicks out to
Borak,
who hits?
Justin Borak, right.
4 points. Makes it 37-30. This is one of the larger leads that East Brunswick has had since the beginning of the game. Sayreville has to be careful that they don't get this over 10 points. Long shot, won't go. Strong rebound by Press. Henning pushes it up again, behind the back. Penetrates. Borak to Henning. East Brunswick sort of picking up the pace now.
And Bobby brings it back out to set it up.
Boy, are they spread out here. McBride, nice shot inside.
Oh,
whacked away.
I'll tell you, Jackson. Yazzie Jackson coming out of nowhere.
And they call a foul.
He got him with the body. He actually blocked the shot, but hit him with the lower body.
And wrong guy to foul, Phil.
Wrong guy to foul. You're right. Bobby Henning is a 84% free throw shooter.
Jaworski, the Sayreville coach, sort of arguing that it was a shooting foul. Don't know why.
And you take a good look at Bobby Henning. He's having a solid year. He has about 9 assists and about 10 points per game. He had a high of 15 assists against Asbury Park, which tied a school record. And of course, he missed the foul shot, Jim, because you jinxed him. But
I jinxed him?
But he'll go to the line to shoot his second shot.
Who said he was shooting 84%? Me or you?
But 15 assists against Asbury Park, tied a record of Jack Groover from 1973.
Oh, wow, there's a name from the past. So Henning will have one left. And makes it. Extending East Brunswick's lead to 38-30. Minute 45 left to go in the third quarter. Dwayne Thomas over to Yazzie Jackson. Shot won't go. That was by Sharzewski, but they come down with the rebound once more. Almost stolen. There's a long, wild shot. Wang with a nice rebound. Shot from the corner.
Borak won't go.
Cadet follows up. Hits. Nice soft shot. Cadet with 8 points, Phil.
I'll tell you, a fine all-around game for Brett Cadet.
And East Brunswick with its first 10-point lead of the game, 40-30. Sayreville in a rut here in this final juncture of the third quarter. Can't seem to buy a basket. Thomas to Naylor. In the corner to Sanu. Phil, with Rucks out of there, it really makes a difference inside.
That's for sure. All that body, all that beef.
Sanu trying to take that position. Elects to take the corner shot. Hits. I think East Brunswick was going to let him have it. He's got 8 points, and it's 40-32 with less than a half a minute to go in the third quarter. Benning easily gets around and has a real great knack of being able to make that running shot.
The thing is body control, Jim.
Yeah.
The young man comes down, his body's in complete control. Makes a big difference.
And with 10 seconds left, East Brunswick back up to a 10-point lead. Sayreville looks like they're going to take the last shot. Loses control of it. What did they say?
That went off Cadet's foot.
2 seconds left.
2 seconds left, and we have a substitution.
Wait a minute.
Too many guys on the floor.
Six on the court.
Too many guys on the floor. Come out. Someone, Wayne comes out.
Confusion there. Sanu with a long shot. Off the backboard, won't go, and East Brunswick, that was a breakout period for them.
Breakout period for them, Jim. They're up 42-32, 10 points, and a hard-fought 10 points there. But let's see what Bo has to say.
Like, you know.
Right, but you don't think he's got it figured out? He's talking about it.
Well, he knows we're +2.
All right.
That's not a question. I think they're just like questioning who should shoot and things like that.
They're just slowing down so much offensively.
We got them thinking. I think that's good. I think, okay? All right. How you doing? You all right? All right. Let's go. Let's go this way. Shu, you're in the 3 spot right now, so Max and Larry are 4-5. Watch for pressure. Watch for pressure. You're 1, you're 2. Yeah, we're still going to play +2. It's going to put you at the top of it. You okay with that? All right. Look, they're doing a lot of thinking. Now, here's what you can't do. When their big guys step away from the basket, they can't pump fake you off your feet and then break our defense down, right? Hedge at them, force a jump shot. As long as we rebound out of this is a good defense, okay? But if we don't rebound, that's going to be a problem. Now, they're going to be so aggressive going to the offensive boards. If we can rebound and get it to 1 and you run, good things are going to show up, okay? Okay, yeah, and don't forget right here now, we got all our timeouts. Any problems, we'll run our timeouts. Let's run our 5 set. Let's go, 5 set.
Well, Jim, out of all that, the lowest common denominator is that of rebounding. If you do the job on both ends of the boards, we'll be in good shape. He pointed out that you can expect the Bombers to be aggressive and to come at them, but if they miss the shots and rebound, we're in control. If we rebound off our offensive boards, we're in control. So rebounding is the name of the game for this quarter here.
East Brunswick up 42-32 as we begin the fourth quarter of play. And what do we got here? I think they're going to call Henning on the back. That is his 3rd, team 4th. So he has to watch it, does Henning. Taylor in the corner. That's a shot. Won't go. But they get that second rebound. And it won't fall off Johnson, they say. No.
I'll tell you.
Boy, another break by East Brunswick.
That's the second one that Johnson's got sort of like that, magic hands. I'll tell you, but a little early for the Bombers to be going for the 3s, Jim. They seem to be, throwing it up.
And he wants to take it up himself and gets across the court. Boy, he is a master at ball handling. Look at him dribble. Cadet, what do they say?
Travel. He actually bobbed the ball, Jim, and they called him for a baby step.
Well, Brown got a hand in there and tapped that ball around, and that was enough to throw off Cadet. Sayreville once again down by 10. Thomas. Boy, something was missing there.
That's Yazzie Jackson, I believe.
I'm sorry, you're right, it was Jackson.
For that too.
Makes it 42-34.
And a quick timeout from Bo. Let's see what he's talking about.
Out, who do you think is going to cover the other block? All right, come on. Larry goes, you got to come across, okay? All right, hey, they beat us to it. Listen, they beat us to a couple of boards. They beat us to it. Can't have that. We need a 1-2 exchange here to get it in, right? Now I think we ought to go inside with the ball a little bit, right? Be strong with the ball. Come on. Patience will help. Patience will help.
Okay, Bo not wasting any time, Jim. He had talked about at the end of that third period the importance of getting to the boards there. He saw that wasn't happening, called the timeout. Max did a mea culpa there, and he's saying we're going to go strong to the boards on the inside as well.
Double team. Cadet looking for the outlet pass, gets it across.
I think he wants to go down low, the low post to go strong to the boards. Let's see what happens.
Hennings, what do we got?
A reach in.
Jackson?
Yazzie Jackson, I believe Jackson, remember him, he's an outstanding football player for Sayreville. I believe he's headed for Temple University, Jim.
Press goes out. We got McBride, Schuler, Johnson, Henning,
Okay.
and Gadet.
And you got the official, Jerome Davis, talking to Gus Jaworski right now. They're done.
Henning across, gives to McBro. He elects to keep it and drive.
He got hammered.
Another foul by Jackson.
Jackson's on him. Jackson's trying to keep up with him. I tell you, Jackson is one of the quickest players on the gridiron in all of Middlesex County, but to see the quickness that Bobby Henning has on the basketball court is pretty tough for anybody to keep up with.
Well, because of Bobby's small stature, he takes a beating. Schuler to Gadet. He's looking inside to Johnson. Couldn't find the handle.
Ball bouncing off the hands.
Thomas, quick stutter dribble, tries to find a shot. Good dish. And it's a 6-point game as Brown scores 42-36. Johnson this time off the glass. Won't go, however, and they're going to say foul on who? Johnson. Bit of a turnaround going on here,
Well,
Phil.
Johnson going for the ball there, trying to desperately get the ball down. Got a little bit aggressive after he missed it and was called for the foul. But I'd rather see some of that aggressiveness, Jim. It's 6:21 left in the fourth quarter.
Jackson. This, of course, is Brown. Dwayne Thomas up with it. Won't go. Cadet can't find anybody, so he gives it to Henning. McBride, long three, blocked.
Good block.
Schuler comes down with it, however. And they start over. East Brunswick spreading out. Johnson inside, Schuler.
Good movement by the Bears.
Now McBride gets an open look. Off the rim, however.
Schuler
with the follow. He has 10 points.
He's played an outstanding game today.
East Brunswick with a 44-36 lead, 5:25 left to go in the fourth quarter. Jackson, they're not bothering to guard him. Long shot, off the rim. Good follow-up,
No
however.
box out. No box out,
Sanu,
Jim.
who has 10 points, the lead scorers for Sayreville, and it's 44-38. 5 minutes left to go in the game. And East Brunswick uses another timeout.
Bo's gonna.
So the strategy wheels are turning.
And 2-1. He's going to talk about those boards again, Jim.
All right, we got Larry in for Brett, right? Let's put Larry and Max along the back of that. You're going to take the front of the zone, right? Who are you guarding? 24. Okay. If Beasley comes back, it'll be him, but 24 looks like right now, okay? Cannot be spectators, okay? We cannot be spectators. How are we flat-footed on the defensive boards? It may not always come to you. You got to go pursue it, okay? You got to go pursue it. You want to throw a set of man at them next time? Huh? One set of 22? You want to do that and then come back out and watch for the +2 call, okay? But no matter what we play defensively, we got to finish the entire series, all right? In our 22, you cannot get backdoored and you cannot get taken off the dribble. If that means backing off a step, do so, okay? Don't overhelp on Thomas's drives. He wants to penetrate and find players. Don't overhelp, Okay, yeah, he hadn't made a shot that counts. Okay, right here off the sideline out of bounds. Let's run a 2 here, 2 set, right? Here we go.
Okay.
Trying different things.
Trying different things. One of the things he has Press and Johnson in to deal with the low post there, Jim, defensively. So we'll see what happens.
All right, Johnson will inbounds to Henning. 4:50 to go in the game. Schuler.
Almost a carry.
That's press. Gets around. They're going to call his travel. Took one extra step.
I'll tell you, almost a nice drop step, but you're right, the official right on it.
All right, now defense is the name of the game for East Brunswick. They really have to start denying Sayreville, especially those second shots. Inside, bounces around. Johnson comes down with it, and he's going to dribble it. Whoa! High-risk pass there, but Henning gets it. And they try to double team. Almost taken away. Johnson goes to the hoop, fouled.
And that's what Max has to do. He has to go strong to the hole regardless. He's big enough and strong enough to draw the foul, and all he has to do is make the foul shots now.
And he does have to make these foul shots, and Max Johnson shooting only 45% from the line, so. And he leads the team in foul shots attempted. And he makes the first one. That is his first point of the game.
Of the day, I tell you. 13 points below his average.
Bounces off the rim, the second shot does. So East Brunswick with a 45-38 lead. 4:14 left to go in the contest. Taylor gives to, what a shot, no.
No basket, he traveled before.
Oh, traveling.
I'll tell you. An Allen Iverson shot, and the official waved it off, Jim.
Boy. That was a big call right there.
A big call.
All right, more faces. Johnson's going to sit. Hasn't been one of his best games.
Not at all. Not at all.
We've seen him play much better.
Much better. Max be the first to tell you.
Double team attempt.
I don't know
here.
if that Achilles heel is bothering him or what,
Right.
but certainly not one
Cadet
of
with a
games.
pass inside.
Press. Yes.
Great passing. Ball never touched the floor.
7 points for Larry Press.
Making it 47-38. East Brunswick up to a 9-point lead. Sanu. Oh, I thought he walked. Won't go off the board. Cadet comes down with it. Here comes East Brunswick. They want to push it. McBride across the court to Henning. Nice pass inside to Cadet. What do they got here?
A reach in.
And it'll be on Jackson if it is. That's his fourth, I believe. Yes, it is.
Okay, and coming back in the game for the Bears is Chris Rux.
Well, we noted he was a factor on the boards, and Sayreville hasn't been as dominant inside since he left the game.
But what a find for the Bears here. This Brett Cadet shooting the 1-and-1.
This is the first end.
Violation, geez.
Oh.
I tell you, hate to see that if you're Gus Jaworski.
No, they're calling it on Jackson, Phil. And that's a double whammy because that was the front end of a 1-on-1. So Cadet gets another shot.
It's another shot. Brett Cadet, 8 points thus far. He averaged 10.2 points per game at St. Peter's last year, so approaching that.
This is it.
Rux
with the rebound. East Brunswick with a 9-point margin. 3:25 remaining in the contest. Taylor looks to go. Gets inside. Couldn't get the angle, however. And East Brunswick comes down with the rebound. That was Larry Press with that board. Looking to set up a screen here for Cadet. Phil, Cadet has a good knowledge of being able to find the open man.
Good motion, good quickness.
Nice pass inside.
Oh, mercy, yes.
Press with that.
Oh.
And an 11-point margin now.
And 9 points for Larry Press.
49-38, and East Brunswick now feeling a little bit more comfortable, although this game is by no means over. Sayreville, however, has to score. Almost stolen by Gadet, and it's thrown away.
And Jackson looking the other way.
And I think we've seen the last of Mr. Jackson.
And you may be right, Jim.
Naylor back in. And I think Sayreville a little despondent now. They don't have the same intensity that they had before. They look inside, don't find it. McBride to Henning. Great pass inside to Gadet.
Bobby Henning.
51-38, East Brunswick with its largest lead of the afternoon. 13 points, 2 minutes left to go in the game. Thomas, he's going to have to go. Hits a three. 51-41, back down to 10, and East Brunswick takes a timeout.
Okay.
What do you got here, Phil?
Well, I'll tell you, what you have is control of the game, Jim. There's 1:58 left in the game. The Bears are up by 10 points. They've done everything they had to do to take control of this game, and different people have stepped up. Today it's been Bob Gadet with 10 points and Chris Schuler with a big 10 points. Ryan McBride has 10 as well, but we expect that from him. But the big story has been the play of Larry Press, who has 9 points, Schuler, and Gadet.
Right. It's been a good, and you can see why East Brunswick is one of the better teams in the county. They get it from a lot of different people.
A lot of different people, and I think they're just an unselfish team. They don't care who it comes from, as long as they get it done. You don't see anybody forcing shots neither, Jim. They do whatever they do within the flow of the game, and that's the beauty of this team here.
Well, we've noted that Max Johnson is one of the best players on this team, and even with him not having one of his best performances, only 1 point, East Brunswick still able to come up with a fine performance.
No doubt about it.
51-41, under 2 minutes to play. Henning probably going to slow it down for East Brunswick. Because Jackson's back in the game. He has 4 fouls, so he has to watch it. Surprised that he's in the game. They're going to have to foul Will Sayreville.
He's one of the only few people who can pretend to keep up with Bobby Henning.
I thought that Taylor did an admirable job, but he's out of the game.
Ooh.
They scramble around, and East Brunswick comes up with it. Henning cuts to the hoop, but kicks it back out. 1:15 left to go in the game.
Good smart movement by the Bears right now. There's no need. They don't.
Whoa! Henning took a
I'll
foul.
tell you, Henning got run over.
That by Naylor.
Naylor hitting Henning as if he were a linebacker.
And that is a 1-on-1. 9th team foul.
And I said Henning, he's just a rugged player there. He will probably overtake Rich Whalen, who has the record for the most charges drawn, both in a career and a season. And you got to believe that Bobby Henning may break both of those records.
Henning with the first shot. In and out and in. Henning with 8 points.
8 points, okay.
And averaging 10.7 on the season. So he's approaching his average. 52-41 as Henning with the second shot. Hits it. Making it 53-41, a 12-point lead with 1:05 left to go in the game. So East Brunswick probably going to come away with a victory here this afternoon. Off the board, won't go. Gadet comes down with it. Really tough game all the way around. Whoops.
Gadet lost it.
Yep, they say it's off him. Sayreville can't afford to waste any time. Thomas is going to put it up off the board. Boy, he's had some trouble, but a good follow-up there by Naylor makes it 53-43.
I'll tell you this much. Thomas is not the player he was last year, Jim.
Okay.
In my eyes, I've saw him in the counties, and he was sensational. He just doesn't appear to be the same player
Well,
right
there-
now, anyway.
Well, right then he gives up a foul to Henning. Again, wrong player to foul. It's his third. You're right. We had heard an awful lot about Dwayne Thomas. And as a junior, has apparently taken a step back.
He's actually a sophomore, Jim.
He's a sophomore.
He's a sophomore.
Okay.
That's why I get these great expectations. He was just super as a freshman. He decided not to play football and concentrate on basketball. Seems to have more weight than I remember him having, but clearly not as sharp as he was last year.
Henning misses on the second shot, so he's 4 for 6 on the afternoon.
Ooh.
Whoa!
I'll tell you, Naylor threw an elbow as he went out of
And
bounds
give,
as well.
give McBride credit for not retaliating
That's for
on
sure.
that. Well, you know, that shows the discipline of this East Brunswick team.
Well, fortunately, Naylor did not connect with the elbow as he went out of bounds.
Score 54-43 with 21 seconds left. McBride will go to the line. Gets the first. McBride with 11 points.
Well, he's approaching his average, Jim, of 14 points a game. Makes that 12.
Phil, I'm seeing almost an amazing thing here where every one of the starters, except for Johnson,
The balance.
5 players have either 9 or 10 points.
That's for sure.
10 seconds left to go. Looks like Sayreville's giving up the ship on this one. And they're going to count it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Almost like the pros, huh?
I'll tell you.
Final score this afternoon, East Brunswick with a satisfying 56-43 victory over Sayreville. Elevates their record now to 12-2. And Sayreville, meanwhile, falls to 9-4. But quite honestly, this was a game that wasn't decided until the last couple minutes.
The last couple minutes, but again, a good test for the Bears. I mean, they're still undefeated in the county there, Jim. And I tell you, as I look at the schedule there, probably the big game for the Bears will happen right before the county tournament, and that's Colonia, which is coming to the Bear Den on February the 14th. If they should have that game, they may have to make up some games due to snow outs. But Colonia is the #1 team in the white division, and they've only lost to, I believe, St. Anthony's.
They're undefeated.
No, they've lost one
They
game
have
to
lost one game?
St. Anthony's.
Okay.
But that will be the true test. And let's face it, for Bo Henning, Bo Henning, of course, played for Colonia, played on a county tournament final team for Colonia. And he would love nothing better than to probably knock them off. They're playing great ball.
Okay, so the final score this afternoon here at East Brunswick, the Bears winning 56-43 over Sayreville. For Phil Hill, this is Jimmy Allinder saying thanks for being with us.